Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're going to do a comprehensive options trades and market review once again. So we're going to go over all of the open and closed trades in my accounts for this year. So let's get right into it. I'm going to go with the Fidelity account and then the Schwab account. So let me just make sure I'm logged in. I'm logged into one, but not the other. Okay, so what I'm going to go over is what we've made currently this year and what's still outstanding in terms of open premium that is yet to be realized. So we have realized gains and unrealized gains and losses. Now, I did officially take my first loss in the Fidelity account last week. It was just a long shot NVIDIA call that I had opened and expired worthless. Haven't done that in a while and kind of told myself that I wouldn't really do that anymore, but I still did because for some reason I just thought NVIDIA earnings would be good, and they weren't. Or I thought they were, but the market didn't quite react too well to them. So let me go into detail here of all the accounts. I'll review the current trades and stuff that that I have open right now. And let me see if I can make the screen bigger over here, or maybe just do this. Here we go. Okay, so this is just one of 4 accounts that I'm trading options in right now. This is the rollover IRA. This is my old 401k, basically. So you can see the trades. I've done AMDL at various strike prices. I've made a couple thousand and then a few thousand here. I've done CONL at a $50 strike price. I have another one of these open because I reopened it again. Once the market fluctuates, I pretty much swing trade all of these. Now, here's one I just closed yesterday. So what I've been doing, even though the market's been dropping, I've been taking like short-term wins really quick. This is one, and if anybody wants to give this a shot, I think there's still room to grow on this one, but this is a company called IRTC. I'm expecting a good earnings on this company. And I actually bought one call and made about 563 on it. This NVIDIA call, though, this is my first official loss in this account, lost $540.67. So my win ratio is not 100% in this one anymore. It's like 99.9 something. I did a put on NVIDIA, so I knew I would win one side or the other, but the trade was pretty much overall like a wash. So I played my play of NVIDIA earnings basically eked out. If you add this and this, you're going to get almost $800 minus 540. So a few $100s in net premium. NVDL made a ton this year, most of it coming in July in this account here. You can see 43,000 in premium here, and I've rolled up to various strikes. I've done it at 80, 85, 90, and you can see I've made money at each strike. Hey, welcome, Retiring Dividends. You're the first one to comment here. I'm being transparent here, actually showing all my trades. But even doing that, still have haters, you know. Haters gonna hate, as they say. But, you know, few haters, a lot of lovers, a lot of fans, right? So anyway, so that's NVDL. I've done it at various strike prices. Did one on Rocket Labs, which was like a one-day play, August 22nd. That one paid off fairly well, 587. And then SMCX. Here's the one that some of you like to beat me up for. But you can see I've made money on SMCX. I've gone at 48, 53, and 60. And I made money at 60, but I got out of this one right before the pullback. I have positions open in SMCX right now that I believe are going to recover. Now, I did open voice chat and Discord just in case anyone. Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so I don't know if you're on the live right now because I think I have to share. I have to go back and forth on tabs, but yeah, you can. Let me just switch over just in case it's not picking you up. But go ahead. What's up?
Just say hi.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Am I like on YouTube or something?
Well, I'm live streaming, but I just joined a voice chat on Discord. So sometimes I do a live stream and combine it with Discord. So I'm just talking about options and stuff right now.
Oh, okay, my bad. Like,
That's okay.
I'll just mute myself.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, you can talk if you want, or not. Anyway, all right. Well, thanks for joining. Um, yeah, I see. Retire on dividends is saying the screen is black. I'm switching back and forth. I don't know why the MacBook does this. You'd think, you pay like $1,300 for an advanced piece of equipment, and you wouldn't think it's an advanced piece of shit, but an actual advanced piece of equipment. So go figure. All right. Well, he quick. He's actually, so that guy that was talking, I was gonna consider him a converted hater, because there are some that are converted haters. Yeah, it's frustrating every time I go back and forth on screens. It does that. I'm trying not to let it do that, but I guess I'm getting like my parents. I guess technology's starting to pass me up. I guess I'm getting old. What does JW say? Check out options on ATYR. The stock is 550 and IV over 500 and almost 50% premium on sold call for the 19th. IV, that's like what you put in your arm at the hospital, right? I'm just kidding, but somebody's going to soundbite that. I kind of like to, troll a little bit. Somebody will soundbite that and they'll think, Coach thinks IV is what you get at the hospital. No. So to Rod's question, these are closed trades right now. So I'm reviewing all of the premium that I've like closed out for the year, and I'm going to review both accounts basically. So I have Schwab and Fidelity. Schwab has a lot more losses, so some people will really, uh, get off on that. But this one, I took my first loss in it. Let me try to look up here real quick. ATYR. Let's see. I guess that one guy really didn't want to be live. So he says ATYR. This is a pharmaceutical company. He's saying 550 IV is pretty good, which means implied volatility. For those of you that didn't think that I knew, I didn't just Google that, by the way. Over $500, 50% premium sold call. I'll have to look into that one. Looks good. All right, JW. Thank you. So on we go. Now, and when I'm showing this here, I'm not by any means a genius, as the haters will tell you. I'm by no means a genius, but this has timing, luck. There's all a combination of like the basket of those ingredients, so to speak. As the saying goes, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I've put a lot of effort into this, and before I became this successful, trust me, I've taken a lot of losses. So it took a lot of years to figure this out. But anyway, let's continue. So Soxal, I've done Soxal at different strikes. Actually, today I just did one. I closed it out for 226. So I closed it out today. So that was a nice like single day profit. Probably just open it up again tomorrow. TQQQ, I just closed this one out last month, 717. So there are a lot of like, easy trades to do. Tesla, I've played. This was when Elon had his feud with Trump. This was back in June. I just rolled this account in May, by the way. And then I've done covered calls on TSLL. This one, you can see I've done this trade a lot. I a lot of times keep going back and forth to the same trade, basically. I should hide this behind a paywall, right? Put it members only. And then I did another one at 12. Some of you were laughing at me for this one, but I just closed it yesterday because TSLL moved up. So it was a $1,500 gain. And then UPRO, 169 that I made yesterday. So look at me. I'm trying to be healthy. The cyberbullying about me being fat's getting to me, maybe a little bit. All right. So that's the gains and the main rollover IRA. As you can see, the one loss and the rest are gains. This is the Roth. So in the Roth, I did Rocket Labs, which I try to do some of the same trades in both. The Roth is a lot smaller, so it's harder, but you can see I've made money on SMCX on 3 trades here, and then TSLL. Of course, it's gotten harder since August. The market's been kind of sputtering since Papa Powell didn't give us the rate cut we were looking for, which is rather frustrating. I think the market desperately needs a rate cut in September, and I'm hoping that we get it, of course, but who knows? Okay, so that's the wins and the Roth. And then in the health savings account, what you'll notice here, some of these are actually long-term gains from, there were 3 mutual funds I was in this health savings account, and I went ahead and decided, why not? You know what? I've taken some of my former growth accounts and I'm putting them into options trading since it was going so well. So I closed my first options trade in the health savings account, which was TSLL at $11. I like puts instead of calls because puts are, in my opinion, there's a lot more volatility and a lot more juice because of, I believe the market gets oversold more often than it gets overbought. So that was a $98 win. So that is the Fidelity portfolio. Now I'm going to show the Schwab portfolio. I'll show you all some of the trades that I did today. So the buy to close, this was the Soxel one that I made a gain on. And then I got back into NVDL today. So I took another 18,000 in premium. So I'm going to go over here real quick before I keep running through the trades. I'm going to go to the spreadsheet and I'm going to show you all basically the theme of the video. The title of the video is, can you turn this into $1 million, basically. So let me do this here because I've got some personal stuff on this tab here. Let's see. I don't want to have too much personal info up. People are good out there at piecing shit together. So, all right, let me do this one. Okay, so I want to focus on here. This is my goal. My new goal is to make $1 million in a year. Right now, my realized gains for the year are $323,000. So I get it, right? Why am I even bothering with this YouTube, this pittance of ad revenue, which I think I've made like 1,500. Rod probably makes that in a day now, or a month maybe, or 2 weeks. But it takes me like half a year to make that. But yeah, the real money I make is in trading. My employment income is just over 93,000 this year. And my goal, this is basically like full year. So my goal is to make like 850,000 in options trading. And then I have my employment income a year ago. So I still have dividend income on top of that. Dividend income is not a big bucket anymore. It's 31,773, and then 6,500 I lump in other, whether it's rental income, interest income, things like that. I lump all of that into other. So right now, the point of the video, so I've made this in premium, but of the open trades I have right now, which I consider the back end, there's a huge hidden premium that hasn't been realized yet. There's actually basically $511,000 in open premium that hasn't been, oh, here we go with this shit again. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really trying not to do this, but damn it. How long is it black? Anyway, I know it's back because I did what I was supposed to do, and I came back to how long was it black though? I don't know. Now I got to figure out if I'm going to edit midway through or not. Damn it. Sorry, people. Damn it. So annoying. I don't know why this does this. All right. Yeah, so basically, let me just start over. For the year to date, it's 323,000 in realized premium. So I'm setting my goal, like my idea is to try to make $1 million in a year. So I have employment income, dividend income, which is a very small bucket now, 32,000 basically. And what's happening, the yield max funds that I'm still in are absolutely plummeting. So the dividends are not what they were. Whereas I was making about 5,000 a month in dividends. I'm lucky if I'm making 2,000 or 3,000. And then I have the bucket called other, which is about 6,500. That includes like YouTube, rental income, interest income, things like that. The point of the video though, on the back end of this, all the trades I have open right now, I have basically over 500,000 in unrealized premium open. So if I won every trade and just kept it open through the end of the year, that's what I would make. Now, some of these I'm going to end up getting assigned on because like MSTU and even Connell, there's no way I'm going to be in the money on the, or there's no way that those are going to expire worthless. So I'm already planning to get assigned on a couple of those. Anyway, so that's the unrealized premium at the top. And then I have the realized premium, which is the combination of my Fidelity and my Schwab account. So let's review the Schwab account. We'll try hard not to get another black screen. What, did somebody just like retract their like? I had 4 likes. Now it's like down. It went down by 1. Never seen that happen before. Anyway, for the amount of info I'm showing you guys, honestly, everybody on here should give me a like. This is valuable info. All right, so, oh wow, my Schwab account came back. Let's do this here. Let's I'm having to really start paying attention to like what I'm doing on here. I know it's not evident by the black screen, but I'm having to start like really paying attention to like my tabs and shit on here. Okay, so this is Schwab. So Schwab, there's not much change here. It's still 196,000 net gain. A lot of losses here. There's 26,689. Basically, what changed between the Schwab and Fidelity accounts? With the Fidelity account, I pretty much have just stopped taking losses. I pretty much just get assigned. If the premium moves, basically outside of if the strike price moves so far into the money, I basically just don't ever buy it back for a loss. I was doing that in the beginning of the year, and I was also taking losses on just buying calls, which I hardly do anymore. So let's see, did I do it again? I did it again. Awesome. I need to give myself a hat trick if I can do it 3 times. I think now I'm just going to try to reverse psychology, and I'm going to say that I'm intending to make it black. I'm just going to say that, you know, basically that's what I'm trying to do, is get a black screen. Why not? All right. So, yeah, so 196,000, which I got to tell you, this audience really cracks me up, because I can talk about, again, like I said, I can talk about a 10-cent ulti dividend. I'll get hundreds of people showing up. I talk about options, and I get a handful of you showing up. So let me see. I announced in Discord, but I think because I had another meeting in between, I think I didn't announce it again. I don't know. I feel a little burned out today. Let me just see if we can get a few more people on here. Let's just see. Never hurts, right? Okay, so I wasn't intending on showing Discord, so that shouldn't have been a black screen. Anyway, so the Schwab account, you know, gross is 223. I've taken 26,689 in losses, so net is 196. It's a 90% gain loss ratio. And like I said, I've gotten better at not taking losses, basically. The most recent one, I didn't close anything out last week, I don't think. I closed out a call in Datadog. I closed out some NVIDIA. I had a big gain in SMCX back in mid-August, where it started dropping. Let's see here. I believe we have had another brave soul enter the Discord. And let's see. Hey, you're back. What's up? I am.
Kidding.
Me neither. According to some people. I'm kidding. But anyway.
Who said that? Kid Freshie?
Oh, maybe. All right, I'm gonna mute you. I don't want to talk about him on my live. That's okay. I think if I'm not in the Discord window, they can't hear you anyway. He keeps joining back in. I don't know. I want to call him a converted hater, the guy that was talking, but I don't know. He kind of plays both sides, I think. A lot of people do that in life, by the way. If I can kind of give a mini TED talk here, or give any, like, you know, life coaching to you all. A lot of people in life play both sides of the fence. So they'll be nice. Oh, I don't think he wants any coaching from me. I didn't know you were still on. Sorry. But yeah, No, I was just telling my audience here. There are a lot of people in Discord kind of play, you know, they're friendly to you 1 minute and they're talking shit the next minute, basically. So, um, yeah. Anyway, um, yeah, who knows? Whoever I do financial coaching, but not necessarily life coaching. I feel like I've gotten money together more than life. Let's see. Pay the Piper says SMCX. Does MSTR join S&P tomorrow? Oh, it's that could be a big boost to it actually, if it joins S&P. Um, all right, let me go back to my Schwab account and show the rest of the trades here. All right, so let me make sure I haven't closed any in the past week. Let's see here. Yeah, if you can still hear me, like we'll talk offline when I'm done. I'll be a few more minutes, but I don't mind talking to you. Just not on the live right now. All right, let's see. Go back. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's go back to Schwab. Okay, so I haven't closed anything in the last week. So my last closed trades were in August. So if I go to, I'm going to show current year. So I really started implementing the strategy towards the end of last year. So I'll show last year. I can go to previous calendar year. I netted about 35,000, but a lot of the wins came towards the end of last year. But this year, obviously, it's really blown up for me. Because I'm making more doing this than I make working. So let me go over each trade here, wins and losses as I show. I'm very transparent. So SM6, so NVDL, I just started playing NVDL again, by the way. So $80 strike price was the one I closed out here. This was my biggest trade win ever. This was August 11th. And then PTIR, SMCX. I've had some big wins in SMCX. It's funny because there's some people out there that say I've only looks, but as far as the realized gains, it's a lot of gains for sure. And who knows? Worst case scenario is that SMCX keeps dropping and then I get assigned. And then I get assigned, luckily, because of the premium I took in. Remember, you take the premium, you divide it by the number of shares that you're going to get assigned on, if you get assigned, and then you subtract that from the current price of the fund. That's your actual buy-in price. So where a lot of people misunderstand this strategy is that the buy price on, did I get another black screen? Let's see. Did you close out? I haven't done anything because they're open until December. So I've got a commenter here that says Vital Sign Zero. He says, I have a 943,000 and overweight. Can I retire? Well, I would say the money's good, but the fact that you're overweight, you can't retire because anybody that's overweight shouldn't bother retiring. Kidding a bit. But like I said in the video yesterday, these people that try to annuitize their life savings, I think that's a dumb idea because say you happen to be overweight and just say you're not in great health and say your life expectancy is very low, unfortunately. I mean, for one, I hope you're able to get things in order, but if your life expectancy is less than average, the last thing you want to do is annuitize your life savings and then it's all gone. And then boom, no family legacy, nothing for the heirs, nothing like that. So that's the only commentary I can provide in that regard. All right, so let's keep going here. We're almost done. So my last loss in this one, the last loss I took was on a call. It was June 18th in a company called ticker symbol ANIP, which is ANI Pharmaceuticals. That was just a dumb trade on my part. I don't do as many of these, but as you can see with NVIDIA, the past week, I still have them, but that's only one. In the Fidelity account, it's one loss out of like 40 trades or so. So I'm still happy with that. And I'm going slow enough here so that you all can kind of go back and watch on the back end and pretty much see every trade. I have a rough patch in March here, where there was a lot of loss. I mean, March and April were rough. By Easter, we started recovering. You can see, and then if I go back to the beginning of the year, there was a lot of wins in February. For the most part, January and February were great. So anyway, if we go back and focus on the spreadsheet that I have over here. Oh, I didn't show the Roth IRA. So my Roth is basically split into two accounts. There's one over here at Schwab. There's the other one that was part of the 401k. So my win rate in the Roth is not as good. It's a net $12,000. So that only adds 12,000 to the pie. Basically, the last trade at close was a MSTU put. Probably should have just kept this one open. It was 12 contracts because MSTU keeps free falling. In fact, believe it or not, these trades could have gone better. So like for MSTU, I'm looking at August 20th when I closed this one. Let's see. I closed at 564. It dropped another 60 cents. So I could have gotten a little more premium realized on that one, but I'm okay with that. I'm happy with that one. July 29th was the NVDL. That was my biggest win in this account. So all in all, that was good. Let me look at last year in this one, see how this one went. So last year was 79% win ratio in the Roth, and then in the individual account, it was a 75% win ratio. So combined, it adds up to about 35,000. And you'll see a lot of the trades I pretty much went into this year doing the same type of trades: NVDL rolling up, NVIDIA, MSTU. I'm doing basically wheeling on the same type of funds. Now, I used to do it for some of the yield max funds, but it's hard to really get good premium when it comes to yield max funds. So anyway, well, folks, let me review the dividend income here. Dividend income with basically 8 months into the year is not great. See, we've been falling. It looked like from January to May, we had like a V-shaped curve, V-shaped chart, basically, where we kind of had our highest month in May, but then June was 2,900, July was 2,770, August was 2,700. So it's starting to drop. So it's not really projected out to be too well. And again, dividend income is not something I'm really even worried about anymore. 32,137.73 divided by 8 months. That's 4,000 a month still. So I could still be on pace for 48,000. But honestly, I'm to the point, not to sound like an options trading snob, but I could make that on like one trade at this point. Rob asks about TNA. Let me show you this one. So I have TNA in the Fidelity account, actually. I got tired of it not doing anything. So I went ahead and basically did covered calls on it. The funny thing, the moment that I did that, it started recovering. So I went to TNA at $35. Now they're way out of the money. Now all of a sudden I have a gain in TNA. But either way, I'm going to take in, so I'm basically up $818 in TNA, but I took in $865 on the premium. So I basically come out ahead anyway. So it's kind of a wash, I guess you could say. Let's see here. All right, so I'm still kind of getting familiar with the layout on Fidelity. Otherwise, I would show more. There's certain formats I want to show here. Because what I'm trying to do, like my audience on YouTube, I can't just show like unfiltered, because people that are trying to learn options don't understand. You know, if you see one that's like in the red, that's an unrealized gain, that's not the end of the world. So somebody that's new, that's learning options, I don't want to scare them off from it. Anyway, well, that's pretty much everything as far as options income and stuff like that. The point of the video was, market review, portfolio review, stuff like that. Is there a reason I have multiple brokerage accounts? Absolutely. You know the saying, if you want to be rich, do what the rich do. Most rich people have over 10 to 20 accounts at least. I like trying out every broker. It's almost like dating. You kind of have a rotation going until you pick your starter, basically. It's almost like sports too. Sports, dating, trading, they can all come into play. They can all, there's core concepts that can be shared amongst all of those professions. You kind of, until you figure out your starter, which for me, here's the thing, things change. I used to like E-Trade. So Rod says Fidelity is great for bill pay. You should set it up to pay all your bills. I still pay my bills out of my checking account. And right now, what's great is that I'm pretty much living off of my employment income. So I'm not touching any of the options income. I do wish, though, like in the summer, I do wish that I had started like basically taking some profits and maybe taking 20% and putting it into savings, because some of the trades I've opened have, gone against me lately. So he says, I feel like it's a lot to manage, but might hop on Fidelity next year. Well, so Fidelity, here's the thing. So Ameritrade probably was my favorite. E-Trade I used to like. When I first started trading, I was using E-Trade. I used to like E-Trade a lot. Ameritrade was like my favorite by far. But once they switched to Schwab, I wasn't a fan of Schwab as much. Not because of the dividend display, but just because of overall, it takes a long time to move money. I'm not as familiar with the interface and all that. I'll still keep it because they're good for some things. But I'll tell you, Fidelity has grown on me a lot. I think Fidelity is my favorite. Sponsor me, Fidelity. But I like the fact that, like, with fill prices, Fidelity is incredible when it comes to fill prices. I probably have saved, or I've made another probably $1,000 in gains because of the fills that I've gotten. Like most trades I make, it'll tell me price improvement of $100 or $200. I'm looking at the Soxel trade today. It doesn't show me that because I think I got filled basically at the money. But, oh, here we go right here. I'll go back to the Fidelity screen and show you all. So you get basically a price improvement on your fills. See this right here? Right here, total price improvement, $90. Let me make sure it's not black. Screen's not black, right? We're going for the hat trick, by the way, in terms of black screens. Okay, see that $90 price improvement? And then if I go to this trade here, oh, that was canceled. A lot of times I'm trying to play around with it so that it does fill. I'm more worried about getting filled fast instead of like saving money. Here's my my NVDL. It was $150 price improvement. So right there, folks, that's like another $240 added on to the gains, just because of the fact that Fidelity executes the trades so well. Let's see. So yeah, as far as price improvement, Fidelity, I think, is phenomenal when it comes to that. And then we'll look at yesterday's. I think it only shows like for day of. Let's see. See if I can find another one. But you get the idea. I showed you all basically the price improvement, how that works. So what I want to end on, I want to show the spreadsheet one more time, because right now, of open trades that I have, which we'll review those in another video. This will be like part one of a 2-part series. But right now, I call this kind of the hidden gem right now, the unrealized premium, 511,000, whereas 323,000 has been realized. So who knows? It's already been a great year. It could turn out to be an epic year if we get. So I think in 2 weeks we're having another FOMC meeting. So if the Fed can, hold on a second. I think I just did my black screen again. I know this is kind of a joke. You'd think I'd learn by now, but hold on. In case anybody didn't see this, let me just go back here real quick. So again, 511,000 in unrealized premium over here, 323,000 in realized premium. So what was I saying? Okay, I just want to make sure everybody saw that. But okay, as far as macroeconomic outlook, this Friday, what's going to jolt the market between now and December? Because a lot of people have trades open, myself being one of them, trades open that are expiring in the next few months. September 19th is going to be a rough day. I'm going to get assigned on a few things, no doubt about it. That's around the same time that we have the FOMC meeting. I pray that we get a rate cut from Papa Powell. The market desperately needs it, because the market in June and July had tremendous momentum after they passed the big beautiful bill and all that, with tax cuts and all that. Like, it was tremendous momentum for the market. But unfortunately, Papa Powell completely nixed that momentum when he decided not to cut rates. We really need that rate cut because the market's like got no juice right now. The market's been completely flat. So two things. So the unemployment number comes out Friday. If that number is good, I think that will jolt the market. if we get a rate cut in September, and then we'll have another 1 or 2 FOMC meetings between now and December, or between the next one and December. If we get a few rate cuts, I think it's going to really jolt the market. I think the market needs that. So anyway, folks, that's going to conclude today's options session. Nobody asked me too many detailed questions, so I just kind of kept ranting and raving. But that's going to end rant / hashtag end rant. So thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. 2 thumbs way up. Like, smash that like button. Get it in while we're still live. And we'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye.